And this is Ken Kraetzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio, and I'm in White Plains, New York today. And we have a chance to learn about a World War II hero who a Coast Guard cutter is going to be named for, going to be commissioned in New York City later in April. And we have a chance to meet two of the crew members from the new cutter, and that is the Clarence Sutphin Jr. And we have Lieutenant David Anderson with us today. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How about yourself? It's an honor to be
Very good.
here.
Thanks for taking a few minutes to join us. And we have Boatswain's mate, second class, Michael Rivero, with us. How are you, sir?
Not bad on yourself, sir.
Good, good. Now, Lieutenant, you're from South Carolina. What town is that?
Yes, sir. So I hail from Goose Creek, South Carolina.
Okay, wonderful. How long have you been in the Coast Guard?
I'm coming up in about 7 years. I commissioned in 2015. I'm a 2015 graduate of the United States Coast Guard Academy up in New London, Connecticut.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful school up there. BM2, Michael Rivero, where are you from?
Originally Miami, Florida.
Okay. And tell us, who would like to describe a little bit of this new Coast Guard cutter from the Sentinel class? I understand they're going to make 54 of these. It's going to become the backbone of the Coast Guard, I got to think. And that yours is actually going to be deployed overseas. Lieutenant, you want to start and tell us a little bit about your new cutter?
Yes, sir. So we're the 47th Sentinel Class cutter, fast response cutter. Clarence Sutphin Jr. So our crew has been officially reported to this unit on the pre-commissioning phase starting back in November 15th of 2021. So we're coming about 5 months as a unit, coming along fairly well. We finished a bunch of our pre-commissioning phase up in Lockport, Louisiana. That's where Bollinger Shipyard is, which is the manufacturer of these vessels. And we transitioned down to Key West, Florida a few months back and wrapped up some other installs that we had down here. And now we're just getting ready to transit up north to our commissioning location end of April.
Well, that'll be terrific to see. And read up a little bit about the namesake of your new cutter, Clarence Sutphin Jr., a World War II hero from in the Coast Guard, who was from Long Island, served in both with the landings in North Africa and Sicily, and then the ship transferred to the Pacific that he was on, and he served in the invasion of Saipan and the islands from which air bases were built for the B-29s. Boatswain mate, would you like to tell us a little bit about having your ship named for this World War II hero?
As a boatswain mate, it's an honor to be, part of the Clarence Sutphin Jr., seeing that he was a boatswain mate first class and bringing in the tradition of driving boats in hazardous waters and saving lives. Like that's one of the passions that drew me to being a boatswain mate. I think it's a tremendous honor to be part of this crew.
Very good, very good. And Lieutenant, tell us a little bit about the ship. As we had heard from Coast Guard officials over the years that you really needed new cutters, replacing some of the aging ships, and you've got I think it's 54 of these that are going to be built. Tell us a little bit about the capability of this. They call it a Sentinel Class cutter, I believe.
That's correct, sir. So the Sentinel Class cutter, the more common term is Fast Response Cutter, FRCs. It's a very capable platform. It's a patrol boat. So my crew is 27 members, including myself, which is additional about 9 or 10 people from our predecessor, which is the Island Class cutters that have been around since the 80s. Better sea capability than those cutters. We're able to stay out for stints of 5 to 7 days, and also travel further distance on those stints. And just our communications and C5ISR platform, as well as our weapon system, is far more capable than our predecessors that have been around since about the 80s. So I'm very excited to take command of this vessel, and as we transit overseas to fulfill the Coast Guard's mission over there.
Very good. And Boatswain mate Rivero, tell us a little bit about your crew members, some of the roles that they have, some of the key responsibilities on a cutter like this.
I mean, with this platform, it's a little different than the ones that will be stateside. We have a wide variety of different rates that'll be filling different positions on the boat. Like myself, there's different boatswain mates on boats. There's a navigational side boatswain mates, and then there's a deck side boatswain mates that maintain the exterior of the boat, making sure that it's as clean and ready to go seaworthy as any other cutter in the fleet to keep it standard. It's every rate does something different on board.
Very good. Well, it's a small crew and everyone working together. Lieutenant, tell us a little bit about the mission of the Coast Guard. Obviously, patrolling offshore, being part of Homeland Security. But your cutter is assigned to go overseas to Bahrain, I understand. Tell us a little bit about its mission and its capabilities for that mission.
So yes, so later this summer we'll be transiting over with our sister ship, the Coast Guard cutter John Sherman, as we make our way to our final home port of Manama, Bahrain. So with that, just shows this 154-foot boat can transit from stateside United States over to the Middle East. Once we get over there, we'll be working with our Navy partners in the 5th Fleet and CENTCOM AOR. Main mission that we'll be doing over there is just helping protect national and international interest in the region of operation, the Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, maintaining the safe navigability of the commercial waterways over there, and other Navy and 5th Fleet missions in that AOR. So looking forward to it. Should be an exciting 2 years for us.
Absolutely, working with important partners of the United States. And Lieutenant, maybe just ask you, how do you interact with the Navy? It sounds like you're going to be, in the same area. How would you work with the Navy? Are there any situations where you do, or do you have separate missions?
What I can say is when we were meeting with some of the Navy counterparts, I went a couple months ago. They're excited for us to be there. Great to put faces to names over there, but we will all be kind of working under the joint interest of the United States and our international partners in that AOR.
Absolutely, and you'll do a great job. Boatswain's Mate Rivera, tell us a little bit about your thought about coming up to New York for the commissioning and what that'll be like for you and your crew members.
It's going to be an interesting transit. I mean, I've been to New York several times. I love the city. My family enjoys it. We're all just looking forward to take part of this whole ceremony that's going to go on and meet the family that's still around for Clarence Sutphin Jr. So it's to me, it's an interesting process.
Very good. Yeah, no, it'll be neat. And Lieutenant, maybe we'll finish up. What are your thoughts about taking your ship to New York, having the commissioning and several days of events in your honor, and meeting many members of the sea services that are support the Navy, Coast Guard, Marines in New York City area. What's your thought on coming to New York City for the commissioning?
I think it's an amazing opportunity. It's honestly, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, I would say. One big thing I will say that was very eye-opening to me, also with part of this commissioning process, I've been working closely with the eldest daughter of Clarence Sutphin Jr., Miss Mona Rivero. She's actually the ship sponsor. So from email communications to her, from the initial steps of reporting to the shipyard. So when the cutter finally got underway, I've sent her pictures and just kind of seeing how much it means to her and her family to see her father's name on the back of a Coast Guard cutter, and then finally be able to bring the cutter up there and actually have them lay their eyes on it in person. So that's the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, is just to kind of see how big of this is an impact to the family of Boatswain First Class Clarence Sutphin Jr. So very looking forward to that.
A World War II Coast Guard hero. And just a quick question is, I've been to a Navy commissioning in New York. Is the Coast Guard commissioning similar, or are there any differences?
I think it should be very similar to the Navy's commissioning process. Probably the biggest difference will be our presiding official will be a Coast Guard flag officer versus the Navy flag officers, but I'm pretty sure we're similar services in that realm. So I think it's going to be very similar to your past commissioning service or ceremonies you've been to, sir.
Okay, great. We'll look forward to that. Just maybe finish with Boatswain's Mate Rivero. What's been the highlight of your career of service in the U.S. Coast Guard so far?
I'd say this one, honestly, being able to sail across the Atlantic. That's not something every Coast Guardman could say that they've done. Bringing a ship to life on its own. This will be my second one, but bringing a ship to life on its own, it's an amazing experience. You put your blood, sweat, and tear into this, and it's just a phenomenal opportunity.
Very good. And Lieutenant, what's the highlight of your career so far in the U.S. Coast Guard? Taking this command has got to be right there at the top.
I'll say that's correct, sir. This is actually my first command, but just like BM2 said, just showing up to a shipyard with not really knowing your crew yet, and then immediately forming that family bond of us 27 members. And then finally, in a couple months, we'll be moving over to sail across the Atlantic, all the way over there, seeing some interesting places that not many Coast Guardmen have said, even normal Americans have said they've been to. So I'd say taking command of this vessel and then getting it to the home port of Monomoy, Bahrain will be probably the highlight of my career so far.
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank you both for visiting with us today, and also the service that you provide to our country every day, and also taking leading the start of this very important vessel for the U.S. Coast Guard, the Clarence Sutphin Jr. Thank you both, Lieutenant David Anderson from South Carolina and Boatsman Second Class Michael Rivera from Miami, Florida. Thank you both. Thank you for your service. Good to see you today.
Thank you, sir. It's been an honor.
Our pleasure. This is Ken Kraetzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio and the Navy League Council of New York City. Thank you for watching.